Welcome to episode 1 of the SRC Child Month series. In this episode, we explore how the early years, play, and parent engagement help shape a child's development. Let's start by looking at how play and simple everyday moments can support a child's growth and development in the early years.
First 1,000 days of a child's life matter. Ensure they receive love, protection, stimulation, and nutrition.
That was a message from the Early Childhood Commission.
It is important that we initiate contact with the parents to let them know that play is important for the development of their children emotionally, physically, cognitively, and socially. We have to get our parents involved because without them, the play can't be more exciting. And of course, when they put the children in it, even greater fun and excitement. We started off with a few workshops with some parents funded by the Chase Fund. And those workshops have been wonderful so far. We have been interacting with the parents and having them engaging in play activities. And can I tell you that they have been so elated about these games that we have come up with. Simple things that you would have never thought that would have caused adults to be so excited. We want to go back to playing. We want the 1, 2, 3 red light. We want the Chinese skip. We want the baseball, we want the board game, we want the puzzles. And these are things we have been initiating with parents, interaction through play. It has been very, very fun. And even when we go into the communities, we would actually engage families, community members to just take part in playing activities, getting activities done with the children. We have lost all touch with these things, So when we actually get back into the groove, the body start moving and we start getting back healthy and the young minds are developing healthy because we need to remember that play is a child's work, So we need to allow the children to take the lead when it comes on to play. So when they're doing that particular activity, you just step in and you follow their lead and be a part of whatever it is that they're doing. Follow their instruction. Once they're not doing anything that is causing any harm or danger, then you just follow the lead and you just involve yourself. And most people think that you have to take time out to play. No, you don't need to take time out to play. All you need to do is to just initiate a moment. Take out 10 minutes out of a day, 5 minutes. You're cooking in the kitchen. That can be a play moment, what? And it's also a learning moment too, because through play, we're also teaching our children. So we're in the kitchen cooking. I need 5 cups of water to pour into the flour. And they're counting. And it's a fun activity. They're integrated into the whole activity of what you're doing. So there are so many opportunities that we can use as adults, as parents, to actually initiate play with our children. Even the domino games that we play, it is a very fun way to actually teach the basic concepts, subtraction, addition. So these are things that we need to consider, look beyond the things that we knew in the past and look at it as an opportunity for us to actually teach our children things and concepts through play. Because when we all get involved in play, I tell you, the excitement can be done and they will be able to trust you. They feel a bit more safer in letting you know if they're having any challenges. And you will also understand what emotions that they're having when you initiate contact with the children through play.
So we have been hearing from Shanette from the Early Childhood Commission. So let's hear from a couple of parents.
Playing during the COVID-19 pandemic has been an interesting thing for me and my children. I have 3 boys and, boys love to play. We have had the opportunity to go outside and play lots of games, from catch to sightings to, just about any game that includes throwing a ball. They also like board games. So we've played Snake and Ladder and Uno, which are just absolutely fun games for children to play. The more the boys and I play together, the more relaxed they are, the more enthusiastic they are, and generally it helps them to just be more cooperative. So I think play has benefited us by just creating a more peaceful and calm atmosphere. Children are learning, the boys are learning when they're playing. They're learning because when we play snake and ladder, they're learning about numbers and how to count and how to track their places on the game, and they're also learning social skills, how to respond to each other when they lose, how to cheer for each other, just skills to use with generally dealing with people.
We've acquired a set of dominoes, well, not just for COVID. Their father loves domino, but there has been some domino time. There has been some card times. Plus, they have their regular toys. One loves building. One loves doing things like skating, and overall they kind of enjoy some of the same things. So there's a lot of outdoor time, a lot of bike riding, just literally running up and down. We happen to be blessed with a swing. They use that too, in terms of play, because you have to try to minimize the screen time, which sometimes they really want to get back to. But for my two boys, once they get outside, it's a go. When it is time for them to come back inside, sometimes that's an issue. So we encourage outside time, and lots of it. Sometimes to the parents' detriment because of the things they may get up to, but them play in the water where we don't want them to, run yard, that kind of thing. And just sometimes we and them just sit down and just have some time together, just kind of chit chat. For me and the boys, it has strengthened our bond, and yeah, it has strengthened bond with their father too. I forgot to mention football. Maybe not the full blown goat on the field kind of football thing, but that it engages them in ball play too. So that kind of thing. Sometimes one of the things we do is take them away from the yard when we can. If we're going to the Kingston area, we try to go to Emancipation Park, which they love, to just give them a time to just literally run around and expend some of the energy. Another thing is I try to focus on what it is that they said they want to become in life, and use it as play or as a motivation to get them to do their work, because the online thing sometimes kind of depress them, since they've been able to go to school and a blended approach. They are preferring face to face than the online, so sometimes you don't get as much from them when they come back online as they should. So you have to keep on motivating them, but just try to put out the effort as much as is possible.
From a child's first words to their first steps, early support and parent engagement can have a lasting impact on growth and development.
We are informed by what is called our National Strategic Plan, and that is a plan that informs us about actions to be taken across the early childhood sector. And the main objective of the strategy is to ensure that all Jamaican children, every one of them, each baby born to us in Jamaica, get the best start in life in their first 1,000 days. And how do we do this? We do this by attending to their needs. So the 0 to 3 strategy focus on specific needs like health needs, nutrition, social protection, child protection, early stimulation, and early intervention. So when we're looking at health needs within the 0 to 3 strategy, we're looking at prenatal care, we're looking at exercise, we're looking at maternal care for the mother, we're looking at different, diseases, maternal diseases caused by varying environmental influences, and so on. So nutrition, we're looking at an healthy diet. During pregnancy, for mother and fetus, how mother should eat so it can have a good impact on the fetus, on the baby before the baby is born. And when the baby is with us and is in infancy, we want to ensure that the baby is now receiving, say, breast milk and some form of formula substitute where necessary. And as the baby grows a little bit older, into say 12 to 6 to 12 months, we want to ensure that they are introduced to those solid foods in a in the proper manner, and is prepared properly for the baby, soft crush, cut finely, and so on. And as the child gets older, we see that the nutrition will change for the child. So we want to influence parents and caregivers as to how to care to these for these nutritional needs of our infants and toddlers. Stimulation, or babies are there and they really explore through their senses at this time. And because they explore through their senses, we want to ensure that our practitioners are able to arouse these senses by stimulation, by touching, by back and forth interaction. So we speak to them about those things. All right. And we move to social protection. What is social protection? We want to safeguard our children against eventualities and risk moving forward into the future. All right. So in essence, we want to reduce these risks for our children as they develop at this stage. So we want to inform our parents and our practitioners about how to reduce these risks. All right, and to protect our babies socially. And then there's child protection, again embedded in law. Again, speak to how we protect our children from harm, whether it be from parents or from persons within the community, or just from some cultural practices, because those things can seep into how we interact with our babies.
So we are getting perspective from a private institution and a public institution. So we getting a 360-degree mix here on the year of early childhood on this episode. So, Lady Anita, how would you describe the Brain Builder program?
Well, for me, it's an excellent program. From the very moment I heard about the Brain Builder Center program, I was so excited, and especially the fact that I had a young child then. So I am also a proud mother, a proud parent of the Brain Builder Center. And I must add that based on my experience, the children who started the Brain Builder program are a bit advanced than the other children because they get the right start. So I do believe it's an excellent program. I can't wait to have more of them in our country.
Oh, amazing. And I see Lady Jovian nodding in agreement with you.
Yes.
Indeed. You have the little ones there dealing with and all of that. So let's move to you, Lady Jovian. What specifically do you like best about the Brain Builder?
Well, I like the fact that, you're able to help children or to help infants from a very, very tender age to develop their brain so that they can, advance to the next educational levels and even go on to engaging in lifelong learning. And as Mrs. Johnson had said that, really and truly, I realized that the children that start out at that level, they are more advanced than the others.
Okay.
Indeed.
All right.
Yes.
All right, Lady Melissa, to share with us what has been your experience.
The Brain Builder Center really has been a blessing in disguise for Constitution Hill Primary and Infant. And I see where it has helped our students. And I remember there was one student we got. She started late. So school usually late in terms of the school term started in September. Mom was the janitor working at the school, and she came to me and she said, "Miss, I have a little girl at home. She's 3. She just turned 3. I know that it's April. Can you take her in? At least let her start the program." So I said, "No problem. Have her come." When we had a conversation with her parents, and we were doing that little interview, her dad said that he was going to have her assessed. I said, "Let her come." And she came, and we found that nothing was wrong with the child. It's just that she wasn't interacting. At home, it was just mommy and daddy, and they didn't talk much. By August, this little girl was chatting up a storm. And the teachers encouraged that. So when her parents came for her report, they were like, "Miss, no man, madam, start talking." Based on that was one of our success stories. And I'm like, wow, 4 months in the Brain Builder Center.
Children thrive when families, communities, and support systems work together to create safe, loving, and encouraging environments.
Start by giving us an overview of what that parent village in Trelawney was all about.
The National Parenting Support Commission, this year, they hosted their parenting village, and it is under the theme Reignite the Village. And we had the pleasure of participating, and it was held, of course, at Hague Primary and Infant School on the 11th of November, which was last week, Friday. Now, the National Parenting Support Commission, they selected this topic influenced by, the Jamaican saying it takes a village to raise a child. And it's fitting because this is what we really want to see happening today. We really miss that kind of camaraderie between the community and school and parenting. Nice. And so they chose that fitting topic.
Engagement like from the ACC side.
Well, the team of officers from our region, we were tasked with, very fun activities as we were assigned to the Children's Corner. Once it's the Children's Corner, we get very excited. So, our major responsibility was to engage the children, make it fun, make it a fun experience for them, and give them the opportunity to engage in developmentally appropriate play. And we put things together and we set up the corner. So we had slides, we had cushions that they could sit on, we had bean bags, we had paintings, we had so many things to keep them occupied. They can't say that they were bored. We had so much things. They had so much fun.
But anything else that we need to highlight that happened on the day?
All right, so on the day we had different entities. As Ms. Alexander had mentioned, we have Registrar General Department, and we invited these persons because we find from time to time some children might not have their birth certificates, and these are basic requirements for the Early Childhood Commission, Early Childhood Schools. You must have a birth certificate in order to attend school. So we invited the Registrar General, some persons who come and do their birth certificates and other documents. They did not have them in hand. We had the Children Protection and Family Services Agency, and these persons came in and they spoke to parents about their roles and responsibilities, as well as if they're having an issue with their children based on needs, outreach, and access to service.
Parents and guardians, let's strive to make this Child's Month unforgettable. And most importantly, don't forget,
even though we say it's play month, we say play all the way, whether month, year, whatever it is. Play, play, play as much as you can. Improve that mood, improve the muscle physique, improve the mental state. Just go out and play. All right.
Some of the biggest moments in a child's life can start with the simplest things: play, support, and feeling love. This is how we build stronger families and stronger communities. Stay tuned for episode 2 of the SRC Child Month series.